Yet another natural disaster has struck part of Japan, continuing a summer of chaos that has seen the country weather deadly floods, typhoons, earthquakes, landslides and heat waves. At least 2 people were killed when a magnitude 6.7 quake struck the northern island of Hokkaido early Thursday, causing landslides which buried a large number of homes at the foot of a ridge. Dozens of people were injured by the quake, mostly in Sapporo, said Kazuya Isaki, an official with the Crisis Management Office of Hokkaido Prefecture government. Around 20 people are missing in Atsuma, near the epicenter of the quake. Public broadcaster NHK reported that flights and public transport across the region had been brought to a standstill. Nearly 3 million households lost power, according to the Hokkaido Electric Power Company. Officials said a main power station lost operations, affecting other sites. Independently owned power generators were assisting. The electric supply was stopped at Tomakomai nuclear plant, but it can operate without external electric supply for 1 week, Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshihide Suga said. The powerful quake lasted almost a minute, jolting residents from their beds and collapsing roads. Near the epicenter, landslides wiped out houses in the tiny town of Atsuma, home to 40 residents. Officials told NHK at least 5 people were buried in the rubble. Photos from Sapporo, Hokkaido's main city on the western part of the island, showed huge cracks in the street and subsided houses. More than 4,000 Defense Force soldiers have been deployed to help with rescue operations, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe said, and that number could rise to 25,000 if needed. Helicopter rescue crews were also dispatched and have airlifted around a dozen people to safety. Evacuation shelters have been set up in many towns and cities around the region. Aftershocks were continuing Thursday morning, and could pose a risk for the next week, according to the Japan Meteorological Agency, which warned residents of the increased risk that buildings could collapse near the epicenter of the original quake. Thursday's earthquake comes as much of Japan is still dealing with the effects of Typhoon Gibi, the strongest such storm to hit the Japanese mainland in 25 years. High winds smashed a tanker into a bridge, forced one of the country's largest airports to close and left at least 10 people dead. On Japan's main island of Honshu, 9 cities and towns issued compulsory evacuation orders. A further 53 issued non-compulsory evacuation orders. Before it made landfall, the storm had sustained winds of 140 km per hour, 87 miles per hour, and gusts of 165 km/h, 102 miles per hour, the equivalent of a Category 1 Atlantic hurricane.